Today we're going to talk about inequalities. An inequality is a mathematical sentence that uses greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to show quantities that are not equal. These are the four symbols that are considered inequalities, and if you see those within a mathematical sentence, then you know that it's saying the left side is not equal to the right side, but it is greater than or less than, or maybe greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. So today's video is going to focus on these four symbols, and we're also going to look at how to graph a mathematical sentence that is using one of these four symbols. So we're going to start with greater than. Okay, greater than is shown with this symbol facing towards the right. The open end is facing towards the left. It is showing that a number is greater than another number. Another word that we might use to express greater than is more than. Okay, so if it says something is more than something else, you're going to be using the greater than symbol. Now, in order to graph this, we're going to use what's called an open circle. Okay, an open circle is a circle that is hollow. Okay, it's not filled in. Now, the reason we're doing this is because our solution to the inequality is not equal to the number that we're starting on. So if I look at my example, x is greater than 5. If I were to ask, can x be 5? You would say, is 5 greater than 5? And this is not a true statement. This is false because 5 equals 5. It's not greater than 5. So what that means is I cannot put an actual dot or full circle on 5 because 5 is not an answer to that inequality. Okay, what I can use is an open circle on 5. And what that means is start here, and then your solution is going to be shown by the arrow. Since I'm looking for things greater than 5, I'm going to move to the right towards 6, 7, and 8, and then draw an arrow showing it goes on to the right for infinity. So that is how we're graphing our inequalities. It's a little different from graphing an equation where we just put a single dot. Inequalities are going to show multiple solutions. So x could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 8, it could be 7.5, the number that's right here. All right. So now let's move on to less than. Okay, the less than symbol. I'm going to draw a line here. Less than might also be, you might also hear the words fewer than to show that. This is our symbol. It looks like the letter L laying down on its side. Again, we are going to use an open circle to graph these, and our arrow is going to go to the left. So my example is y is less than 2. So that means I'm going to start on 2. So I put an open circle on 2, and then y is anything less than that, so I'm going to draw an arrow to the left. All right, so that means 1 could be a solution, y could be 0, y could be -1, y could be -2, because -2 is less than +2. All right, so this is greater than and less than. They use open circles, and then their arrow goes to the right and to the left, depending on which symbol you're using. Now we also have greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So greater than or equal to is shown by this symbol. What this means is that the value, the variable, could be greater than the number or equal to the number. So that means my solution for this example, g is greater than or equal to -1. It could be +1, which I know is greater than or equal to -1. It could also be -1, because I know -1 is greater than or equal to -1. It equals -1, so it works. So because it could equal that number or be greater than that number, we're going to use a closed circle, a filled-in circle. There's no gap there. Okay, and again, our arrow is going to move to the right. So I'm going to start on -1. It could be -1, so I'm going to fill in the circle and draw an arrow to the right, meaning that g could also be 0, 1, 2, or 3. It could be any of those numbers and anything further to the right. Please copy down these keywords under greater than or equal to. You might hear someone say at least, meaning like I get paid at least $5 an hour. That means I get paid $5 or more. So it's greater than that. No fewer than, a minimum of, and no less than. For the minimum one, you can think of, again, I need a minimum of 5 volunteers. That means I need 5 people or more to volunteer. So that's why we use the greater than or equal to symbol for those words. All right, moving on to less than or equal to. We have the less than or equal to symbol right here. Again, this means that our variable could be less than the number or equal to that number. So we're going to use the closed circle, and our arrow is going to go to the left. So for my example, f is less than or equal to 7. It means it could equal 7, so I'm going to start there. But it could also be anything less than that, which is to the left. So f could be 7, because 7 is equal to 7. F could be 6, because 6 is less than 7. Or 5, all the way down to -1, and then all the way to the left, to infinity. Okay, we also use these keywords: at most, no more than, a maximum of, or any more than. Okay, let's say I asked for a maximum of 7 volunteers. That means I need 7 volunteers or less. I can't have any more than that, so we use that or less. All right, please make sure you copy down the keywords and some of these examples into your spiral.